About 2 weeks ago on my community tab, I asked you guys this question: what is your most unpopular K-pop opinion or your hottest K-pop take? And today, I'm gonna read through some of the top ones and let you guys know what I think, what my opinions are, and if I agree with them or not. And the challenge for you guys is to watch it through with me, and I want to see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc. And if you agree or not, and if you want to get into why, feel free. But let's see how many we have in common, how many we agree on, and if we don't agree with each other, that's fine. That's gonna be cool to see. Let's just not start fights, because that's not what this is about. Anyways, let's dive into this and start off with the first one right here. For having such a big impact in the K-pop industry, both 17 and SHINee are very often discredited / underappreciated. I disagree. Not on the first half. I agree on the first half. They've both had a big impact in the K-pop industry, but I don't think that SHINee and 17 are discredited or underappreciated, especially SHINee in the past 5 years. Like SHINee, every K-pop fan knows them and appreciates them. Like you go to a K-pop fan, it's not everyone may like their music. Like me personally, I'm not the biggest SHINee fan in the world, but everyone knows who SHINee is, and that's a lot more you can say than for a lot of other second-gen boy groups that have kind of fallen into history of K-pop. SHINee are still very mainstream. SHINee are still very popular to me. And 17 as well. 17's still at the front of everything. They're hitting their stride in popularity internationally right now, I think. And honestly, I think they're both very much appreciated for what they've done in K-pop. So personally for me, number one, I disagree. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's move on to the next one. Self-producing groups have to be more appreciated because they are the future of K-pop. I agree. And I feel like this is going to be a lot of 50-50 because I feel like there's, the community of K-pop is split into half here. It's like if you stan groups that don't write their own music and don't produce their own stuff, you're like, I disagree. K-pop's always been about producing or from other producers. And then for the people who stan groups that produce their own stuff, it's like, yeah, that's going to be the future of K-pop. So I feel like it's right down the middle. And for me personally, I agree because when I'm listening to a musical artist, I want to hear them, not some mystique, hidden, shadowy figure who sent in a track to a company and they said, you're hired, we're going to use this, here's your payment. Like, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear the actual artists that I'm saying that I'm a fan of and what they like to create musically. So for me personally, I have to agree. I think they need to be more appreciated and they're going to be the future of K-pop. But again, I see this as a very 50-50. Number 3, if JYP can give a song that actually fits NMIXX's concept, they'd be up there. I'm mixed on this. I'm going to say agree, but I also disagree. Let me explain. So I personally don't like NMIXX. If you don't know that, welcome. I don't like NMIXX because I feel like their concept is executed very lackadaisically. I feel like they're just like, let's remix 2 songs together with no effort. And like, if you listen to like progressive metal, progressive rock, math rock, all these different kinds of like progressive pop even, there's so many different kinds of genres that actually mix different instruments and different sounds and different subgenres together in a very fulfilling way. And for me, NMIXX does not do that. It just feels like they just like do this little cheap mix, change up, and then they do a completely different, they go from like a hip-hop sound to a pop sound, or a pop sound to a hip-hop sound, or something like that, and I just don't like how that sounds. I don't like how it's looked and anything like that. So I agree. If they actually got like some progressive metal producers and put them and said, hey, make a pop song with your prowess, like give me like Between the Buried and Me, Polyphia, and Protest the Hero, and put them all into a room and said, make a pop album, and NMIXX sang it, I would have been like, whoo, hell yeah, let's go. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. But visuals are usually the most biased because people subconsciously think looks are the most important. I agree. I don't have much to say on this, but I agree. I think a lot of K-pop fans buys visuals more than they want to admit. Moving on. So as we know, unpopular opinion means popular opinion. I want all low-pitched vocal K-pop group. Let the baritones, basses, and low tenors be free in their pure form in all of their glory. So do I want a low-pitched vocal K-pop group? Not really. I'm gonna disagree. I don't really want that. I like my high notes, I want there to be more K-pop groups with a low registered member. Like, I want there to be a member that can hit low notes, right? But I don't want an entire group of baritones. I don't know if I would enjoy that too much. People always want a fair line distribution, aka all members having the same amount of lines. But I think the line distributions in songs are very thought through to have the best final product and best live performances. Sometimes your fave can't have 20 seconds of lines because their singing isn't too good or doesn't fit a part of the song. The song is distributed based on skills, which I think is the fairest thing you can do, and I get tired of people complaining about it. I agree. Thank you for pointing this out. I 100% agree. I think the most overhyped concept in K-pop is the fair line distribution thing. I don't want the weakest singer having the same amount of lines as the strongest singer. And like, no, not every singer in K-pop to me is the same strength, you know? And the same goes for rapping. I don't want the weakest rapper to have the same amount of lines as the strongest rapper. I don't want the rappers and singers to have the same amount of time. I want the rappers to have more time than the singers. The rapper should get 16 bars to fill his song, where the vocalists get the hook. I think that's a very logical thing, but you know, K-pop companies moving towards like making everyone happy of giving every member 20 seconds, and if they don't, the K-pop fans upright. I don't think that's appropriate. I think the better songs are the ones that have uneven line distributions. Stray Kids' vocals should be appreciated. I agree to a point. Every group's vocals should be appreciated. We shouldn't shit on any group just solely on this group can't rap, this group can't sing. And I mean, I'm at the forefront in that in rap. I sometimes shit on groups when they can't rap, and I'm just like, so like everyone should be at least a little bit appreciated. At least a little bit, because, you know, they can do it better than us. I don't think Stray Kids are like the best vocals in K-pop by any means. I mean, yeah, every group should be at least a little bit appreciated in all aspects of K-pop because they can do it better than all of us, you know? So I don't think the shitting on some group because of one thing makes too much sense. I'm into K-pop for the music. I don't even know the birthdays of my faves, which is considered basic fan knowledge. Neither do I watch their shows not related to music. To be honest, I barely even watch live performances. I just have my many K-pop playlists on Spotify, and that's it, mostly. I agree. Not much to say here. I agree. I listen to K-pop for the music. I am one of the strange K-pop fans that absolutely listen to K-pop just for the music. I don't care about variety shows. I don't care about live streams with them. I don't care about photo albums. Nah, I'm here for the music. That's what I enjoy is music, as you can tell from my channel. So, will I freak out for a visual every once in a while? Will I freak out for a cute video every once in a while? Sure, but it's not like what I'm here for, you know? I'm here for the music. I don't want my favorite K-pop artists to reinvent themselves every single album. Of course, I enjoy seeing my fave artists grow, and I expect to hear that through the music. But I keep hearing the criticism, this album was just like their last one. Good. I loved the last one, and I'm gonna love this one too. Nothing wrong with that, and thanks for giving me the sounds I love so much. I agree to an extent. I think K-pop artists need to stick to a sound at least for a few years. They need to get an identity, and if they want to switch identities, that's good. Go for it. Go for it. But basically, they shouldn't switch concepts and sounds every other comeback, and they shouldn't stick with the same freaking sound for years and years and years, because the difference is in other music, like for example, for metal music, right? When you listen to your favorite metal artist, they may slowly change sounds throughout the years, but you're only getting new metal albums. I'm sorry, I know metal genres, so I'm comparing it to that. You're only getting new sounds from them every 3 years you get a new album. K-pop, you get a new album twice a year usually from your faves. And so if they're changing songs every other comeback, that's way too often. And if they're not changing it after a few years, that's still a problem because you're getting so much constant music. It does get tiring. My biggest thing for here are the two artists of Monsta X and Dreamcatcher. I was the biggest Monsta X fan. I was the biggest Dreamcatcher fan. Now their music's kind of meant to me. I don't hate them, but I've just kind of gotten a little bored of it. So I agree to an extent. The shortest members are usually the most talented. Examples, Changbin, Woozi. I mean, your examples are true, but I disagree for the most part. I don't think height has anything to do with it. And we'll finish it off with this spicy one. BTS fell off ever since they started pandering into their Western audience. It's not the same anymore. The spark is lost. I agree. I'm sorry if you're a newer K-pop fan and you got in through BTS at like the Dynamite era or something. But yeah, BTS in 2015 hit so much different than BTS in 2022. Even 2028 or 2018, even 2017. It was really ever since the DNA Idol years that BTS really started pandering towards a Western recognition. And for me, I've started hearing that, and you can watch my videos from back then about my disappointment. I'm at the point where I'm not even disappointed anymore. I've just accepted reality that that's who they are now, and I've moved on. But yes, I do agree with it, and I'm not really bothered by it. BTS, you do you. They became super successful. I'm glad. I'm not a fan, but I can proudly say that I am addicted to old BTS still, and I listen to them as one of my most listened to groups. So yeah, those are some of your most unpopular opinions. Let me know which ones you guys agreed and disagreed with, and let me know how many we had in common. I'm very curious. Please let me know. Guys, go check out our Patreon. Those were the names you saw in the beginning. This video is only possible because of them. So thank you everyone who has subscribed to the Patreon so far and joined us on Patreon. I really do appreciate it. Come join us on Discord as well if you want to discuss these opinions in more further detail. I'd love to see you guys there. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. K-pop and chill the safe way.